My name is David Chang. I am the general manager of the Expert Network at Hunt Club, and I'm also a founding member at TBD Angels. My quick background is I've been a software entrepreneur for the last 20 some odd years, now been part of 6 Boston-based startups, and my main affiliation with MassChallenge has been through a mentor, as a supporter, as an investor in some of the startups. A number of years back, I was one of the folks that we called a funding champion, and so I helped startups that were going through that cohort figure out how to get their next round of capital. And just over time, it's been so fun to be part of this whole ecosystem. I think the biggest impact that I've seen outside of the 4 walls of MassChallenge has been on just other startups that are in the space. And so I think if you look at just the sheer amount of community that's been built up over the last 15 years, I can't think of another organization that has had a deeper impact and a wider impact than MassChallenge has. I'm sure you've got amazing stats in terms of just the sheer number of founders that have gone through the programs and the startups and how much capital they've raised. The ultimate vision that I would love to see is MassChallenge being a name brand across every single early stage company, whether they're in Massachusetts or broader in the US or across the world, as I know you have a number of programs. And so if you could deepen that impact and just have that be something that everyone in the world knows about, I think that'd be super powerful. You have an absolutely incredible community, both across the startups and the mentors themselves. And so when I've interacted with early stage founders, even if I can't help, maybe they're in an industry that I'm not super familiar with, I can very quickly see others that can. And so I think one really powerful thing about the community that you've built up around MassChallenge has been the sheer number of experts across every single function, every single industry. And so the nice thing is over time, you've built up of what, 4,000, 5,000 experts? I sort of lost track of where you are. The number of people that are in this broader community can be super impactful for all of these early stage startups. And so for me, like my favorite interaction with startups is helping them not only grow their current business, but like making connections to other mentors that are in the whole ecosystem. And I feel like it's more than just paying it forward. Like often when I interact with early stage founders, like I get just as much out of the interaction as I hope that they do. And so for me, I'll continue to be a mentor. One of the biggest advantages that MassChallenge has is both breadth and depth. And you mentioned both fintech and health tech, and I know your programs that are very focused in those spaces have their own sub-communities of like really connected people. And so when I see founders come in, especially if they've got a background in one of those fields, being able to talk shop with other folks that are either late in their careers or maybe other later stage companies or their corporate partners. And so the energy that you have around these corporate programs and corporate sponsorships and partnerships is that the founders that get to come back in, and they may be industry veterans themselves, but when they come back in and build their startups in these spaces that they're really familiar with, and they get to connect with people that are later on in terms of just stage or viability, it's such a powerful way that like you've got these founders like connected with each other. And so I think those programs are amazing. If you just look at the numbers, that I think tells a story alone, right? Just the sheer number of early stage founders that you have coming in here that are doing amazing things across multiple industries. My elevator pitch to someone who doesn't know MassChallenge would be to get involved, because not only are you going to help your own career and your own initiatives or anything that you're working on, but the ability for you to grow and connect with other people and stay fresh and be connected to the new things that are happening. Like learning is a lifetime thing, right? And so I do think that if you're not involved in MassChallenge, you should be. My name is David Chang, and I'm an innovator.